how has it been?
It's challenging, of course. Everything is challenging, every day it changes. And, it's definitely different.
So how have the students been? I know like with a lot of our other schools, COVID kind of came on top of whatever was the pre-existing. So how has it been with students in class and everything?
Beauty about it is that the smaller classrooms and settings, they feel a little bit more intimate, and it allows us to get to know students on a personal basis, and really really just delve in academics. Like, okay, so one of the classrooms that I'm across the hall from is doing the planet, but they're singing and you could hear it, and they do this every day, but it's just like now it's smaller, so they can do activities that are going to be reinforcing what they just learned without having so much skepticism because of the size of the classroom and how it's going to be. So you're thinking the best way to help them is to create digital citizenship, right?
Right.
Which is to inform them about technology based programming, and also to get them acclimated with the new way of technology, the new world.
Mm-hmm.
But the gap is too big to close. The gap is real. In order for people to find out about how to turn on a computer or how to go to Google Classroom or to get on iReady, you have to understand computer mechanism. Now, how do we get that to be done when everyone is at a different learning curve? So that's the point. Like, you can't do anything and you're expected to try to get these babies online. And now we need, and then all the programs that they keep sending you to, social emotional programs, which is good. Where is the academic programs from the services? How to teach your child how to create writing assignments online is not anywhere provided. How to help parents understand tech safety, because you have these kids going on websites. We need to come up with things that are going to be not only beneficial to this COVID, but that are going to also direct them full forward. Right. What are we going to do after this?
You have a really good point about the technology, right? Like as you said, like going online. How do you go online? How do you check your Google Classroom? How do you
search?
How do
search
you
for it? To use the search engine, you have to actually have a very extensive vocabulary. You have to learn how to use synonymous words.
Our parents are having a rough time with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Searching, and even if, so on YouTube, in order for you to know how to use YouTube, how are these parents processors? Are you good at taking multi-step directions? Are you good at following multi-step instruction?
But you see what I mean? But again, they're afraid to send them because they don't want them to get sick, and I can get it. But they don't have the technology to do the program that's online. So now that means no learning.
For our kindergarten student.
Right. So they're going to be gaps on top of gaps on top of gaps for next year.
It's so crazy, Shola, trying to figure this out. That
what's going to happen is we're going to have a whole group of students that, like, I'm just going to, we make kids, like, when they turn, like, 18, 20, and they're not going to know much, and then we're going to say, oh, I was in school during COVID. It's going to be that kind of conversation, because you have to understand that now we're almost going on a whole year of no instruction.
Exactly. How do you close that?
So it's really like so it's definitely the technological divide, right? So
yes.
Do students have...
The issue is now, the new pickle is they locked all the iPads of students that are no longer in DOE.
But again, younger kids, the parents can't figure out anything, how to do this, Google, Zoom, join, and they're like, what? And then you're trying to give them, like, we did do some parent, I want to say workshops on, just the basics, but a lot of them didn't come because they couldn't figure out how to get on that either. And you don't have, it's not like, you have a forum where you can come in and say, hey, I wish it was a TV channel that we could have, that we could go through, like, turn to channel 5 and watch how to get on Google Classroom. And so, they know how to watch TV. I was going to suggest to Ms. Branca, and I was even going to talk about doing it with Ms. Miller. is to create almost like a PSA where somebody takes her, turning the computer on, logging in, showing the step by steps. We need like a videographer for it. And then we could take that and then like put that on Dojo or put that, in a platform or email it to everybody and say, watch this how to. We need like a how to, but not where they have to join the finance, where they have to just watch it and they could keep watching it. A PSA for, how to do this and troubleshooting that and, getting your phone. But the thing about it is, if you don't have the basics, which is Wi-Fi, you're not getting on anything. And a lot of our parents don't have the money to have Wi-Fi. They don't, even though they have given them like discounted. Miss Miller gave them something for like $14.99 a month and different things. And everybody, I can't afford that. Then we try the hotspot thing, but when you do the hotspot, it takes your minutes, and it takes your data plan. So we're down to paper and pen, old school. Come and get a package and call us and let us know that they're working. Take a picture of it and text it to us. And we have reinvented the wheel when it comes to remote learning. And it's unfortunate that, again, it's, we're in it, and we're also in a low income neighborhood, so that doesn't help a lot either. So parents are trying to figure out how to feed their children, how to go to work, keep a job, do video. Like I had one parent say, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I work. I'm leaving my child with a family member that's not tech savvy. So, I will do the best that I can. When I get home, I'll do the best that I can, and you have to be flexible. You just have to be. There's nothing else you can do. Miller can say, we had a parent here crying yesterday. I need daycare I need my child to come to school every day. There's alternate scheduling. Go to school 1 week, stay home 1 week, come this week. It's not easy. So, I feel bad for some parents. I really do. It's not easy.
What would make, okay, so definitely, as you said, the videographer that comes and does the how to, but then you said what's underneath that is Wi-Fi. So I think maybe the first step is Wi-Fi, getting all of your family's Wi-Fi.
How about learning how to connect to Wi-Fi? Show Louise step in steps. Like you would think nothing is simple. Nothing that you think is simple is simple. So Chromebooks that we have are wonderful, but if you don't know how to use a computer, a Chromebook is like
it's harder.
doing, So we have to get step one. If we're going to do anything with technology, we need to have a point person, we need to have a second point person, and then we need to have a system called the follow through, where we apply tickets, we give people information, and we know what their problems are based off their tickets. The second piece of that is that after we create those tickets, then we're going to be able to create workshops based off of those tickets. Because if you are a parent that has an issue with, I have a concern with Google Classroom, then I'm going to help you fix Google Classroom, part one. And then the second part of your ticket is you have to attend this, so that you now know how to also help yourself. So that's building equity within our parents. So if, like we said, Mr. C is one of our fabulous staff members who is able to help us with technology. So being that he's a tech person, he could be a point person and he can have everyone else work under him. And then everyone else gets a grade, K1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And whatever that ticket number is, then we can delegate it. You know what I mean? Because if we have one person that we go to and they're understanding that they're documenting, the other person is handling the ticket, the other person is making sure that they attend the workshop. Now we're creating a full circle technology web.
Got it. And then everything in each level of the process is then recorded. So then now you have like a bank of how to
Wow.
kind of
Of
thing.
information. And then for that, you can create personal links that you can send out. Because if your problem is, I can't get on Google Classroom, you already went to the training. It could be a 30-minute training. Doesn't have to bombard them, right? You went to the help desk, they helped you get online. Then they sent you right after they helped you to a worker who walked you through doing it with you, and they can see it. Another problem that we need is when you're in technology, from my understanding, if I need to fix your computer, I need to see what you're doing.
Right.
I can't work blindly because your information is probably not the problem. So how can you can get on their workspace when
Right.
they allow you to, and I can I can shadow you, or
Right.
vice versa, you can shadow me.
Mm-hmm.
I need that, because that would help us when you have a parent that's over the phone. There's a language barrier and there's a technology barrier. It's a lot of things, but the first thing is a system that's going to carry out the needs of each family that's in, a deficit at this point.
Amazing, yeah. And so in terms of, okay, so got that. In terms of like the gaps that students are gonna have, what do you think?
So the gaps come from, as we know, the parents are now the teachers. So the only way we can close them is by empowering them.
Right.
So the only way we can empower them is by actually giving them information that's pertinent. So maybe a certificate that is honored by the New York State Department of Education, so that now I can utilize this information in my real life and add it to a resume. So when you do this, you get a certificate that you can utilize on your resume, and it will be granted the same way as you if you're having a Microsoft certificate that you completed the Microsoft Office suite.
Right, right, right. Oh, that's so good. And that's definitely possible for sure.
Absolutely, because it's just connecting agencies, and that being that everyone is interagent, it's how give them coursework that is going to amount to a certificate.
Mm,
And then they're also doing what? Online learning.
right. And you know what? Your college, which is right up the street, already
Yeah.
has this whole adult learning thing. So there may be somebody that might be something cool because now they get
Do it.
something from York, you know?
Let's do it. And then what does that now lead you to? Higher education. So now the
Right,
parents that didn't get finished their GEDs and they want to get the associates level. So now we're really, really closing those gaps because they're learning too. They
right,
can understand what it means to be in class and to have to be responsible with a quiet space, because you need it too. It's going to help you in the future. It's going to propel you. And here's a certificate that says you did it.
right, 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 right. Got it. Ah, thank you so much.
Okay, see you later. Thanks again. Okay, bye bye. Bye, Miss Moore.